here, it is going to be a 3v3 format as we usually have here on WSSEA as well. And we know the game is getting some updates as well. I'm just genuinely it's a great time to be a Splatoon fan, just a Nintendo fan in general, with the Switch 2 coming out here as well, seeing just so many people get enthusiastic. It is a fantastic night here, Spicy.
It's a great time here, especially in Splatoon. You mentioned it, but we got a big update later today with some more weapons coming out. You're going to see some shifts and everything as well. But we still got some action today, and that's going to be something really fun to watch here. Two teams, we mentioned this before we went live, but they started off in round one. They didn't have the bye that the other teams did, and now they called their way the entire afternoon, evening, and now find themselves here in finals. This should be real fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. We have, I believe, Mason Middle School versus Heritage Hilltop Middle School here as well. Both very prominent teams getting all the way through the bracket stage and into the playoffs here as well. So now it's just winner takes it all and going to be claimed to be the winner of Splatoon 3 for their middle school here. As you see, we are getting people into the lobby here, Spicy. But before that, we get into that, do we want to give some shout outs here to our sponsors here tonight?
Oh, of course, we always got to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream. Thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you guys, helping to showcase the amazing talent in Scholastic esports, even at the middle school level. Let's show our appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. Make sure to join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotagUSA whenever you guys post.
Yeah, for sure. Got to give a shout out there for Zotac. You saw the ad roll earlier there as well, but we should also give a shout out to some of our other sponsors here. LandFest. Thank you to LandFest for building healthy communities throughout gaming with over 20 chapters across the United States with over 150 plus events per year. Go over to landfest.com and check out our Washington chapters, Infernal Land and Emerald City LandFest to find an event near you. Because I don't know about you, Spicy, I love me some land action.
Oh yeah, the land setting would have been awesome here, and you almost had that almost with Heritage Hilltop almost having two teams in finals. But nope, the Heritage Hilltop one team lost out to Mason, and now they're facing Heritage Hilltop 2. It's really poetic in a way now, regardless of which side you're on. Mason gets to slay two teams from Heritage Hilltop. Heritage Hilltop gets to have like maybe the vengeance there, beating Mason. It'd be awesome to see either way for both these teams. And we're going to start off with Marlin Airport Turf War. Not only is Turf War not something we commonly see, but Marlin, I feel like, I don't see, it's been such a while since I've seen this in a tournament set. And I'm just really curious to see how these teams are going to approach this.
Okay, so Spicy, do you want to hear a bit of story time here that from
Yes,
the
I
collegiate?
Do.
Okay,
yes, I do.
So we got K-Bot, one of the most prominent Splatoon commentators in our scene, right? We got him on for a collegiate crossfire here between the United States and UK here, right? And when we got him on the mic and we showed him Marlin Airport was on the map, he specifically said, I don't even know what the map name is because he's been out of it for so long here. So you know what? This is a good refresher here to always see Marlin Airport back here being played by middle schoolers, no less, here as well. So you know what? We got to keep it young, fresh here. See all these new maps. It's a fun story there, just seeing a new map that you don't commonly see here at Scholastic Esports level.
I completely agree with that, and it's awesome that they're starting this entire championship with this map mode combination. It's a best of 5 here in finals. They've been doing best of 3 in the first round and then in semis, but now full set here. They have to win 3 games, and what a way to start off a set. Turf War especially is a really interesting thing here, because unlike the other modes, there's no knockout. You are forced to play the entire 3 minutes here. Nothing really is determined until the ending as well, so there's a lot of time to make adjustments, make comeback, and like Turf War especially, like as your game 1, this is a great way to just kind of feel out the other team, see what they're doing, and really kind of use it to adjust going into the rest of the set.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't have put it better there, Spicy. The last 30 seconds are the most important seconds in Turf War here as well. Because as you said before, you can just kind of feel your opponent out, just get an idea for their strategy, what weapons they like to play, how do they like to play them, right? Because a lot of weapons can not only be played very, like, say, fast, but they can also play very slow as well. So if you can catch right how your opponent's habits are doing that as well, that can definitely give you the edge there here as well. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly is taking them so long here, Spicy. But generally speaking, just it's going to be a best of 5 set here as well. So just game one, that's just going to set the tone. Nothing much else here as well. But you would like to have that game one under your belt here, right?
Well, of course, you always want to get off to that game one start, really,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a set like this, where you have to win 3 to win this championship. And they've been playing quite a bit today. It's their third set just this afternoon. They went to school and then right into Splatoon playoffs. And that's not always an easy task to do here, especially at this time of the school year, this time of the year in general is really starting to heat up. But now it's just coming down to this a longer set than what they're used to doing, at least in terms of what they've been doing today. And it's really about setting the tone, as you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
here. I'm so curious to see how these teams go about setting that tone. Is it gonna be in like their team play, their different like
Mm-hmm.
strategy? Is it gonna be the weapon selection? Like, there's a
Ooh.
lot to really think about here, and I'm always so curious, and that looks like we're gonna be finalizing things shortly. Gonna have a chance to really get into this, and like the best thing is now, not only do we just get to see some great championship action here, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
crown a new winner of WSSEA by the end of this, but we're also just gonna get to see some more Splatoon action. This is like, if you think
Yeah.
about it, this is one of the last tournament sets being played before a big update.
Yeah, no, really, that is perfect because if you guys are not aware or not very in tune with the Splatoon scene, we got a random patch dropped, or how do I
Mhm.
say, a random announcement dropped on a Tuesday morning, no less. How do I say it? A couple of my friends here, we've thought people were making this up. There's no way that's going to be happening here as well. But overall, we are going to be having the last of this patch here played out tonight here. WSSEA Grand Finals here for middle school, and Splatoon 3 starts off here, right now, Spicy.
And it's so awesome to see. It looks like Mason is rocking out a double roller comp. We're seeing a double arrow spray comp from the side of Heritage Hilltop as well. It's so interesting to see this immediately off the bat. We have comps that are very similar, like within each other's teams, but like very different from each other in terms of like the opposing matchup. One very melee heavy, the other one very much paint heavy. So it's really interesting to see this kind of dynamic, especially in Turf War.
Yeah, for sure. In Turf War, you definitely want some very good training guns here as well, like your arrow sprays. But we do have the more fighting weapons here, as you see with Machine here, already picking out these picks here. And this is what I like to call paint with the kills here as well. So as you get these splats here, you're going to not only prevent your enemy team from splatting here as well, but you're also going to be able to maintain map control. This Machine is going off here, Spicy.
Yeah, this Machine player here from Mason is going absolutely crazy. They see the Booyah Bomb being popped now, and it's gonna have to be able to survive it, just hiding in that corner, done so beautifully here. Hard to tell which team is having the lead so far. It looks really even as so far in this first minute, and now you're seeing the painting and the power that Mason's gonna have. When they're close up and personal, their like fighting power is just so much more pronounced here as well, and it's looking to go off to a solid start here for them as well. You're seeing multiple picks, and that leads to a wipe here as Mason has a great advantage.
Yeah, for sure. Just get around the map, start getting more of your paint color here, get your teammates back in here. This is a perfect opportunity to just take a lot of map control here in this one. We're already coming up here to the halfway point here, and this is where things start to get very dicey and the moments matter. All the Machine and trade out here from both sides here as well. It's going to be a bit of a numbers advantage here for Heritage Hilton here as well, and they are painting over this map. This is when stuff starts to get out of control here, Spicy.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he got a 2v1 there onto the Carbon, and that's a great use of team play here from Heritage Hilltop, who are now put Mason into this danger zone. It's a big lead here at this time. You're seeing a lot of purple is now on the screen. Multiple members down now from the side of Mason, and now Heritage Hilltop responds with a wipe, and it's the last 45 seconds. This is where things really start to matter.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a very dicey situation to be in if you are Mason right now,
Oh,
because you need to get these splats right here, right now. You do
oh,
manage to get two here, but a lot of the paint on the map is already that. You do get the wipeout. You still have that danger sign here as well. And this is kind of the problem with the kind of the weapon select here as well, because not only can they not just capitalize off the paint right here, they're trying their best here. It's not exactly as fast as the aerospace coming back here as well. We're down to the last 20 seconds here. Take it away here, Spicy.
yeah, it's close. The danger has already come up, and you see the Booyah Bomb being popped now, and it's now a matter of can there be any more paint? It still looks like Heritage Hilltop has the lead here. A Booyah Bomb has been popped now. It's back to even roughly, but now it's going to be real close here. Gonna come down to that splat might have mattered at the end. Gonna see, take a look at the screen, but it does look like a fair amount of purple here, which should mean Heritage Hilltop taking that turf war win, despite the fact getting wiped twice during that first game.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I think this is a moment where I like to call you lose on weapon select, right? Because even though
Yeah.
Mason was doing such a great job getting these wipeouts and these splats as well, it's just so much one mess up, one little mistake, right, can lead to a how do I say, an outburst of paint that just is very difficult to paint over, because not only do you have to like splat them, you have to paint over what they painted over in that little bit of time as well. And that's kind of the beauty and as well as the curse of turf war right there, where even if you do get these kills, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because the turf at the end is what matters most here.
It's so true. If you look at what Mason brought out, there's a very melee focused comp, really close range. This sloshing machine was crazy enough, like the most ranged weapon throughout that entire
Mhm.
game from both of those teams. I feel like Mason's comp would work a lot better in like the other modes, and I'm curious to see if they're going to be bringing that out here as well, especially where like paint
Mhm.
obviously is going to matter here, but you're going to get a lot more value from your picks, from your splats in like these other modes here where you're able to then capitalize and just like off points. Like I can think about like tower control where the
Mhm.
objective is just going to move for you there, and you're not having to worry about paint necessarily to really just follow up. So I'm wondering if Mason's going to have the more adjustments. Heritage Hilltop though, great ways to play around and like just kind of knowing what you got to do. I think their game plan is
Mhm.
just very solid. Like just knowing from weapon select, and that's such a really important thing as well. Just knowing this is our win condition. Just have paint on the ground, and that's really the fundamentals of Splatoon. It just in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah, for sure. Paint is the fundamentals of Splatoon, as you said there, as it not only allows you to get a lot of map control, it allows you to move very quickly as well as charge special as well. And specials are very important in a lot of different modes and applications here as well. And they can take a lot of different shapes and forms. But it seems like we're going to be moving on to Rainmaker here. And I believe it's going to be a counter pick situation here. So Mason gets the opportunity to choose a map here, but the mode is going to be locked into Rainmaker. So this is very interesting here, Spicy, because I don't quite see counterpick systems like this nowadays.
That's true, yeah. Like actually seeing a counter pick like this, like you have the mode, but
Mhm.
now you have to pick a map, and like there's a determined map list also here, so they don't have a ton of options to pick from. But there's also just have to wonder now, like what is the selection going to be now from the side of
Mhm.
Mason? Like you have Rainmaker, you know exactly what you're going to be going into, and I'm really curious about the different like maps that they could be picking from here, because like I don't know how many weapons they have like in their pockets. If we're going to be seeing an entire arsenal swap, really, just an entire formation squad different from what we saw in game one. But Mason also, if they're going to rock like that similar double roller comp, as well as just having that machine, like you might be seeing some other maps there that might do really well on Rainmaker too.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
really interested to see what they got here, what kind of adjustments they're going to make here, especially because you mentioned it earlier. They kind of lost game one from weapon select. This is let's see what they do to adjust now going into game two.
Yeah, for sure. Just adjustments from game one to game two is always something here. But whoa, we're going to the boat map. We're going on Manta Maria here. So Spicy, I've seen and commentated this map several times, and it goes from a stalemate to something that spirals out of control very quickly, very fast here. And I think the team that can get into that situation first generally will just set the pace for the entire game here.
I would agree with that. Like if you think
Hmm.
about like setting the tone early, just getting like an advantage quick, that's gonna matter a lot. And Rainmaker especially, you get a lot of like you get a lot from just getting
Mhm.
like the first checkpoint, getting that first initial advantage there. Because really, once that checkpoint breaks, it's a kind of an opportunity to snowball in a way, as well as to just like tack on all those extra points here in a 3v3 setting too. Like
Mhm.
there's one less player you have to worry about on defense. So in the Rainmaker especially, those pushes are going to be very important from both of these sides. You see the server maintenance come up soon now as well, but you see the same comp as well from Mason. Meanwhile, from Heritage Hilltop, yeah, same comp. These players, they know what they want to do here. They're gonna be rocking similar things and just kind of execute now and see what we go into this game too.
Yeah, for sure. And something I gotta note more about Heritage Comp here as well, because not only is there a lot of paint like from last time, as I commented on before, but it's the ability to pop this Rainmaker here, especially because look at that. The popping power is going to lead to a lot of that, but the Carbon Roller coming down at the 11th hour here, slaying out here as well, but the Arrow Spray is going to persist here from Heritage Hilton, allowing them to pick it up here and look for a way forward.
Yeah, we're going up top here on this left side. Oh, wow. That was a very insane play there. They went wide over onto that left side. Not the most optimal, not the fastest route to the podium, but they used that, fired that shot, got two, and then that leads to that checkpoint being broken. They get wiped out in the process, but what an insane statement play to make there for Heritage Hilltop.
Yeah, for sure. Just getting yourself into a better spot here to just get those picks as necessary, just to keep up this momentum here is definitely something you have to keep in mind here. And now this is where it gets very tricky here. It's a 1v1 scenario where when you're the one here with the Rainmaker, you have to play very carefully, but you can't retreat too long as you see that timer ticking down slowly. They do manage to get these picks. 7 seconds here. Are they going to be able to make it here, Spicy? Because if they don't make it, they are going to explode right for their teammates. No!
No, you said it exactly there. Like, you retreat back, and the timer starts to tick down quite a lot, and they were all grouped together and right in front of the checkpoint as well. That is such a tragic moment here if you are Mason. Heritage Hilltop has an advantage to keep this going. They find themselves with a slight breakaway, but they get punished out there, and Mason has a chance to respond once again. Now let's see what they're going to be able to do here. They have a couple specials online as well, and it's now their opportunity to see, can they make this push over towards the check? You see the Booyah Bomb being popped. It's going to be thrown over at that podium as well, and this looks like an opportunity for them to finally break through this checkpoint. Got to watch up top, though, as it's a great stop here if you are Heritage Hilltop.
Yeah, for sure. And this roller is just absolutely eating up these arrow sprays here, getting another wipeout here. It's brawl after brawls, wipeout after wipeout here. That's going to put the ball in the court of Mason here to potentially pull the lead here. Already a pick from both sides here, trying to run forward, not quite going to pull the lead. Oh, the bomb is going to be able to finish it off here. Great defense here from Heritage Hilltop.
And it's so close. It's a 5-point game right now. Heritage Hilltop has an opportunity to break away now. It looks like they're kind of winning. I like that. You letting one of their players go up instead of that in front of them. Able to pick out any members on the defensive end here with the Carbon once again. Acts as that stop of that last line of defense. And another wipe on the board here. We got 2 minutes left in this game, and it is so back and forth. Still a 5-point difference between both of these teams. And you see that Mason has an opportunity once again to try and make something happen. They have an opportunity to make something happen, and they're going to get the pick, but they lose out in the process. But another wipe here for Mason.
Yeah, for sure. These wipeouts are fantastic here if you're a Mason, because you are able to set up here with Zipcaster here as well, and you're getting a lot of paint here forward. However, the most important thing is to get that Rainmaker forward, so that was just a tiny bit too early here, but it is going to allow some opportunities, getting 2 picks here. It's just this last player right now, and now a wipeout is going to allow Mason to run forward and potentially steal the lead. Here we go, Spicy.
Yup, and they're painting towards that last podium, trying to find an opening. One member goes down from Heritage Hilltop. They're going over towards the podium, but they get shut down at the 6th. 2 members of Mason are going down in this process here, but they have the special online right now. Never mind. Wipeout of their own now. It's Heritage Hilltop. 1 minute to go. They have some time. They don't need to swing for the fences right away, but now it's kind of now their opportunity. What are they going to do in this next push?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of they're on the back foot right now, and you need to find a way to just get a clean
For the
way to get that
booyah
Rainmaker here. But this Booyah is going to stop it here,
in the
unfortunately. Here,
corner.
yeah. Oh, that was brutal.
You see that they still pick up the Rainmaker, and you see the carbons just insert in, they just close in. And that is such textbook plays. Another wipeout just closing in on the enemy, taking away all of their space. And I love how you see that even on the sides of the stages here. And now with less than 20 seconds to go, they're still rushing for it. They're still gonna try and just put a statement on, but now they get wiped out of their own, and this means Heritage Hilltop, they got one more shot here with this Rainmaker.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to have to go from one side of the map all the way to the other, and it starts here with overtime. The time it's going to take here is going to be dependent on how long this Rainmaker is going to survive, and it's already a very dicey situation as this roller is going in here and immediately gets picked off there. Oh, beautiful recognition from that roller, realizing the Rainmaker is moving up just a tiny bit too fast there and punishing it accordingly. Game number 2 goes to Mason Middle School.
And I love kind of that they stuck with their same comp here, because we addressed this after game 1, where maybe from weapon select it wasn't like the best option in Turf War, but in like a ranked mode like Rainmaker, where you get so much more value from the fighting, you saw them shine in that process. And I love like the team play that you really saw there from Mason as well. Like the number of times you saw them like take 2v1s or just close in on the enemy together. Just there's a lot of coordination on their end. And you really saw that come out the entire time. Like there were so many wipeouts throughout that entire game. And that's just a great thing to see, that kind of coordination at this level.
Yeah, for sure. I like to call this, the teams are experiencing a thing that I like to call Scrap City, where they love to go 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and just whoever's the last one alive standing gets that giant advantage with that wipeout there. And you saw multiple times that netted enough time for them to be able to move the objective closer to that last checkpoint there and secure the game there as well. But Spicy, game number 3, it's going to be splat zones here as well. And we are talking a lot how fighting matters a lot here as well, but paint's also kind of important here with splat zones.
Now, this is going to be like a really big test here for both of these teams, because like you could argue both of these comps, both of these like teams are have like a really strong advantage. It's just a very different play style that we're going to be seeing here. The painting from Heritage Hilltop, you see the aerosprays, you see the splash, a lot of paints per second pretty much. They're going to be able to paint that zone really quickly. Meanwhile, Mason, this is a team with a lot more offensive firepower on their end, able to get multiple splats at once. So it's going to be interesting there. So going to see how Hilltop Heritage is going to be able to respond now. It's going to be now pretty much what they're going to do, especially now that they have the counter pick here as well.
Yeah, for sure. Hilltop Heritage is looking for an opportunity to pick something that might give him a lot of favors here, because obviously you're staring down some very scary weapons here from Mason. You have 2 carbon rollers here as well, so you're trying to find the map that's probably not going to allow them, or at least make it very obvious from where they're coming from, is going to be my guess here as well. And you also have a machine to deal with, so it's not only something that can outrange these shooters that Hilltop is running here as well, but going to be an option select here for sure that's going to definitely be very crucial for getting them game number 3 here.
I'm curious to see which map that Hilltop Heritage picks here. One thing I'm curious. Ooh, looks like we're going Barnacle and Dime. Now this is going to be fun here. It's a relatively small zone as well, and there's also a lot of opportunities for lockouts where you're able to just like, after you get a big numbers advantage, you're able to take up so much space, make it difficult for the other team to come back through. And really here, it's a matter of like the team that gets like that first push, or a team that really is in the advantage state, they get so much out of this. So it's just really seeing which team is going to be able to maximize that kind of advantage here, because the way both of these teams are playing, and especially in this crucial game 3 in this championship set, it's going to matter pretty much just from the beginning here. It looks like a same comp here from Mason. Meanwhile, Hilltop Heritage, yep, same comp as well, sticking to what they know, and now it's a matter of seeing what works best here in game 3.
Yeah, for sure. No counter pick, no weapon changes. This is probably going to be the weapons we're going to be seeing here for the night here as well. But hey, already the Carbons are getting shut down here, especially with these shooters doing these 2v1s here and painting the zone here, isolating them beautifully, already giving up quite a bit of advantage here as well. So now, if you are Hilltop right now, you are looking for an opportunity to extend your advantage as well as hold the space in front of you.
And you see them closing in, trying to get those picks here. The nice thing about the shooters, they have a little more range in that Carbon, but the Carbons are winning out on those fights, and there's another wipe there for Mason, and now this is their chance. With this kind of offense, and they have the Zip also trying to take up some space here. Are they going to be able to get another pick? They do in the trade now, but then you see another member of Hilltop Heritage fall, which means Mason is, even though with the Booyah Bomb coming out, they get the wipe, and this is going to lead to them getting the lead now in Game 3.
Yeah, for sure. Not only the lead are they going to be able to get from that wipeout right there, but it's going to allow their team members to jump back in here and maintain the space, using that Booyah Bomb beautifully to stall for just another time right here. But look at that, just the amount of 2v1s happening here, but it's going to be the arrow spray getting the last laugh right here, capping the zone right here. This is going so back and forth through Spicy. It's hard to tell who's going to be able to come out on top.
I would agree here. The Booyah Bomb also in play, but it gets shut down by the machine. And all of a sudden, Mason has responded in spades. The zone is going to be lost now for Hilltop Heritage. As you see, it starts to go orange. Mason in control once again. But now at this point, both of these teams have a penalty, but 2 specials online for Mason. And they're able to keep up this numbers advantage. And this is where they get really scary. They have pretty much entirety of map control as well as specials. So this could be a really difficult situation now for Hilltop Heritage to fight through, as you see some aggressive options as they end up falling still.
Yeah, for sure. Just all these aggressive options are just a little bit too playing into the hands of these rollers right here. And you can see the jumps coming in here as well. It's going to be a little bit desperate here for Hilltop, but these Carbon rollers are just playing this game just so beautifully, just not allowing any shooters to get anywhere near that zone to keep it painted and just keeping their positions here. No need to overextend. One last attempt here to potentially do something here, but the Trizuka is going to come out here as well to potentially stop the Splash from getting on zone, and it already ticks down here. Mason taking game number 3 and 1 point away from taking it all home.
And Mason has been doing really well in these modes here. And like you see them get a knockout again, which is, or this is their first knockout here actually. So this is where I feel like they're really good. Like that offense is so strong. Like you see just the power of the fact that the Carbon is able to one shot pretty much. It's like you get one flick, especially really close. And even when like Aerospray and Splash are relatively really short range weapons, the Carbon excels at that distance. You're able to do that, and like I love the flanking as well. Like you see kind of like the positioning that Mason has been able to put out there. Like they're sneaking up on Hilltop Heritage. They're making it very difficult for them to maneuver, and like doesn't matter what's been going on so far. It's 2 games in a row here for Mason, and as you mentioned, 1 game away here from winning WSSEA.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a very dicey situation to be in, right? If you are Hilton Heritage here as well, because not only have you lost, how do I say it, game 2, but you lost game 3 back to back here as well. So your back is kind of against the wall here with this last counter pick as well. And I feel like if you are Hilltop right now, you need to find an answer to this question right now. And that question is Mason. And how are we going to be able to contest those rollers and the machine properly? Because it seems like there's just a little bit too much desperation, a little bit of nerves here coming out here in the grand finals that is leading to some of these more decisive wins that are happening right here.
Would agree with that. Yeah, and like decisive is a good way to put it. That one,
Mhm.
especially from Mason, like you saw them like really make the most out of their advantage state, and that's not an easy thing to do here, especially because Hilltop
Mhm.
Heritage has played very well at times, and they've had some flashes of brilliance there. Especially like they've been able to get some of those wipes too. And when they have like the advantage, you see when they have that paint control, just like the entire like map covered in their color, that's where they really shine. It's just been really good now. You've been seeing Mason do a great job of fighting through like the defense that Hilltop's been trying to put out there.
Mhm.
And that's just really where they've been shining. We're going into tower control for game 4. Compared to what we saw in game 2, tower control is much more linear. The tower follows the exact same route every time. So I'm wondering how that's going to go for both of these teams here, where Hilltop Heritage, they can paint a lot more around the tower route, Meanwhile, Mason, they know exactly where the other team is going to want to be, which is bodes really well for them, especially with their kind of offense.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something that is, how do I say it? Tower control is a very snowball mode, right? Because the second you get on
Yes.
tower here, you start generating more special points for your weapons that are for the team that is currently riding tower as well. So you're not only pushing the advantage here from pushing the tower forward, but you're also pushing your special economy. And we seen how specials played a lot of a big role right there for Mason right there. We saw Trizuka, we saw Booyah Bomb, we saw Zipcaster come out multiple times to be able to stop any chance of Hilltop from being able to run in here as well. So I'm curious to see what is the map mode, what is going through the minds, will there be a weapon switch? Just a lot of questions, and I need answers right now, Spicy.
I'm really curious here as well, especially because like when we think tower control, one thing we especially think about, especially at the end of the game or like the win conditions, well, we like to call like the GG specials, where you have like Booyah Bomb,
Mm-hmm.
you have like the triple ink strikes, where you can kind of save those on like a defensive end and then pop them right when overtime starts or right before, just to like kind of force the enemy team off, and that gives your team an opportunity to basically win pretty much off the bat there. It's not always a guarantee. It can feel like it sometimes. We're going to Sturgeon for tower as well here. So
Ooh.
very interesting to see what happens. You see Mason. They know what they've been wanting to use. Hilltop Heritage as well. Same comp. They've been running it the exact same here this entire set. Mason, one more game to win it all. Hilltop trying to force that game 5.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams are going to stick to what they know best here and going to be battling it out on the tower. However, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, both metaphorically and literally here, as Sturgeon Shipyard is a very difficult map here, as a lot of the time
Oh,
you have to fight uphill here as well. And already, Mason is doing a fantastic job just pinching out these members here one by one. There is a stagger that is happening really quickly here, and this Booyah Bomb that's coming out on the tower just to put in a little bit extra insurance here is going to cause the tower to go all the way down to 30, hardly 30 seconds left here, Spicy, and a wipeout here. Something needs to happen, otherwise it's going to be a knockout.
yeah, I think that might be it right from the get-go. 0 already. We went from 100 to 0 real quick as Mason Middle School is one with Sia here in this spring. And what a
Wow.
turnaround after that game 1. And what a way to put a statement here. Straight knockout finish, 100 to 0 to win the title. That is such a way to end your season.
Oh my goodness. That was incredible. Mason knew what they needed to do and they got it immediately and got and just closed out the set, not giving Hilltop Heritage any chance to respond there. Just let's go on 100 to 0 here, not give them any breathing room, keep that tower moving, keep these specials coming in, keep getting these picks right here, and just then the rest will fall through just the natural order of operations here from Mason Middle School that netted them this win here was an absolute sight to behold here.
And I love this. They kind of stuck with the same comp the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
because you saw just the comfort there, and you saw the flashes of what we were going to be seeing, like the kind of the foreshadowing from that game 1. Because I guess in Turf War maybe it wasn't the best option, but in every mode afterwards, you really saw where that comp really started to shine, where they were able to win those fights, and what a better way to really showcase that than tower control, where you mentioned it. It's a very snowball heavy mode, where once you get the lead, you are able to just respond there and just kind of take it all the way to the championship, to the trophy. And what a finish. What a way to wrap it up here for WSSEA Splatoon 3. Mason ends this as a middle school champion, and Hilltop Heritage, great run for them. Unfortunately, only going to get second place here, but still, just a great showing from both of these teams.
Yeah, for sure. I have to give my flowers to Hilltop Heritage as well, because they had their lightning in a bottle, those flash in the pan moments there as well, where they were able to wipe out Mason and put them on the back foot. That Manta Maria game, it was such a back and forth right there, and it was because of Hilltop Heritage getting those picks, looking for opportunities to push their advantage there. It's just Mason played their cards just a little bit better there at the end of the day, and that's what led them to becoming the champions here tonight here as well. So just a beautiful way to just bookend your story here, defeating Heritage not only once but twice essentially in this playoffs here.
That's true, and of course, a great way to wrap it up here. Congratulations again to Mason for winning WSSEA Middle School Splatoon 3. That's going to wrap up the coverage for us here this evening, at least for today. Neptune, always a great pleasure casting with you. Where can the great people of this community and WSSEA find you?
You can find me at Neptune underscore here, but I've been more active on Blue Sky with Neptune TV. So I'm helping with collegiate Splatoon as well. And if you're curious what's going on with that, just make sure to drop a follow over there. But I'm not alone in this commentator charade, whatever you want to call it, this party. But Spicy, where can the fine people find you?
You can find me on pretty much every social at 2SpicyBM, pretty much the entirety of like Nintendo esports, and really always a pleasure doing this on the Scholastic side of things. We got more WSSEA action coming to you guys tomorrow around the same time. I think maybe a little later. We got Smash Ultimate playoffs here for the middle school as well. And as someone who spent a lot of time watching the high school scene from WSSEA Smash, the middle school is gonna live up to the hype just as much. But that's gonna wrap it up for here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys back here tomorrow for Smash Ultimate.
Yep. Thank you guys.